Day 1487. Day 1487. Meow, meow, meow. Anywho, oh no, that's not good. Oh, bits in the air, mate, bits in the air. Check the beard as well. Should be alright. Still look homeless, but it's fine. Sunday. Did the dinner today, although at a much slower pace. I really couldn't be bothered. I fully had to think, oh, what am I even cooking? And to be honest, I don't even know why I put pressure on myself, because there's only one individual who really needs to be catered for to not to a high degree, but just one individual who really needs to be catered for because they're flipping fussy. Check up. Zombie bite. The dark part is the congealed blood, and the lighter part is the skin that looks like it's basically dead. Imagine that part of me dying. I was looking at that and thinking earlier, like, it got me spiraled off into the philosophical thought of who am I, like, or who is a person, not necessarily just me, but what makes us who we are, and at what point do we stop being ourselves? Like, how much do we have to remove before we are no longer ourselves, or how much do we have to change until we're no longer ourselves? It's a multi-layered question, or there's layers upon layers that you could dig down into, but it's like, yeah, what makes a person a person? And again, how much would I have to remove until it's no longer me? Food for thought, man. I mean, without getting into it too much, I mean, is it the mind? Or maybe it's just a combination of things, because the thing is, like, and this is where the thought started. So part of my skin has died, right? Or dying, or no, dead. That definitely looks dead. Necrotized. But skin falls off, bit of me. I'm obviously still me, right? If something were to happen to my hand now, God forbid, and it were to flipping necrotize, is that even a word? I think so. But and were to turn black and fall off, am I still me? Yeah, of course I'm still me. I'm just missing a hand. My arm were to drop off, am I still me? Yeah. My whole my other arm, if that were to drop off, am I still me? Yeah. What about my feet? Yeah. So I'm obviously not my hand. But then if the hand were to drop off, that would be my hand, right? It's not anyone else's hand, it's my hand. It belongs to me. What am I? I don't know, yeah. I don't know if it's this... Are we the mind? Are we the soul? Whatever the hell that is. I don't know what that is. Like, if I were to implant my mind into another body, am I still me? Or am I someone or something else? I'd be inclined to say that it's still me, it's just me in a different body. Which I heavily lean towards that we are the mind, because ultimately the mind is where much of the stuff happens. It's the memories, the thoughts, like the key things that make a person, because, if you remove the mind, obviously everything else that happens, for the most part, is all just kind of automated. Like, cut myself, I don't have a say for the most part in the healing process. Obviously I can hinder the healing, or I can kind of stop it from happening, but if I leave it, if I don't well, actually, no, tell a lie, because I mean, me intervening can be crucial to the healing happening as it should, or maybe even speeding up or slowing down, or obviously stopping in its tracks. But I guess if I go about my regular everyday life and I don't interfere too much, I think essentially what I'm saying is the body will do its thing naturally without any intervention, without me making any kind of active choices. Like the body it runs on its default programming, and its default programming is if trauma is inflicted, it will heal itself, or it will attempt to heal itself. I don't have much of a say in those base functions. Obviously, I can interfere with it, but it will do what it will do. That's the program it runs on. The mind now, I mean, you could argue the same for the mind. I'm probably not making a really great philosophical argument. Hopefully my point is getting across, hopefully. But, the mind is a curious one. Like, our experiences, our thoughts, our choices / decisions, same thing. That is something, we really can kind of actively change and modify. Not to say we can't do it with the body, but again, I think there's more scope to go against the base programming. Do you know what I mean? What are we? What are we? Who are we? This triggered off that thought, like I said. It's interesting. I mean, no doubt, obviously, many kind of philosophers and probably other types of individuals have they have about me. They definitely have. There's even one person who's come into mind now who I've probably even heard broach this subject, a guy called Alex O'Connor. Young guy, philosopher, kind of modern day philosopher. He's got a really big and interesting YouTube channel, Cosmic Skeptic, I think is the name of the channel. But yeah, I think it's something I'll explore a bit more, because this really got me thinking. Interesting stuff. But anywho, hopefully this will, I mean, it's already healing, but needs to heal more. Anywho, what was I gonna say? Crypto, oh my lord, things have been selling off, man, including the big meme that was doing numbers, Penguin. Crypto across the board has really been pulling back, and I was reading up some stuff. There's a talk about the yen, the Japanese currency, basically has been in free fall to a really bad degree, and there's talk about the government of Japan looking to go in and start buying up their own currency, which would require them, I think, to be taking on debt, essentially, just to kind of prop up the currency. And as a result, that might make cascades and waves throughout the rest of the market. So the stock market being the first, and then obviously naturally things will flow into crypto. So obviously there's that. Also, there's talk about another potential government shutdown in the US, which would obviously not be good. That would put a lot of things on hold, and one of the main things which I would be concerned about is a lot of the bills and regulations in relation to crypto. And obviously if that stuff stalls, it's not going to be positive for crypto. So I think murmurs of all of that have probably contributed to a lot of crypto just pulling back. There was loads of liquidations earlier on today. It's not looking good, man. And obviously if the government shuts down, because we just had the longest shutdown in, I think, US history of the government last year, and it's not even that much longer that we're possibly going to have another government shutdown. Not going to be good for prices across the board. It's really not going to be good. Hopefully it doesn't shut down, but let's see, man. Let's see. So, and potentially this could actually be a bear market that we're entering into, which is good if you want to buy in at cheaper prices. But obviously the problem is we don't know how long. We really don't know how long. So yeah, not the best news, but it is what it is. I messaged my manager I logged on to try and see what I could find, because yeah, essentially like I was saying, it's a case of, so apparently, as I now know, there's kind of two things that need to be done for your annual leave. And to be honest, this may only need to be done if you're taking an extended amount, but just to recap. So you go on the system, and this is like this admin system. You can do loads of stuff on there, but one of the main reasons people go into it is to book their annual leave, and you have like a balance, right? So everyone has an annual leave balance. However, I mean, for me, it's 35 days, whatever that is in hours, like 200 and something hours. So you go onto the system, say what your balance is, and then you book the days, and then it gets sent off to your manager, and your manager can either approve it or decline it. Now, obviously, my manager, who I now no longer have, this was the manager that worked in the evening, we'd already had a conversation, sent it through to them, they approved it, got sorted. This was back in September, by the way. Now, my current manager, who obviously, I don't want to say I guess you could say took issue, not having a go at them, because obviously they have people that they have to answer to, and I'm pretty sure it's other people. I mean, they probably saw I wasn't in, and I think their manager was like, "Oh yeah, where is he?" And their first immediate thought obviously wasn't to go and check the thing to see if I'm on annual leave. It was to kind of call me up and be like, "Hey, what's happening?" But anyways, fast forward. The second thing is, so there's a team called business planning, right? So they are responsible for a number of things, but one of the things is basically not only allocating who's in and all of that, basically having a record of who's in, and if people are not going to be in, or if they're going to be in but they're not going to be working, you're basically profiling them in, or you're profiling them out. People can be profiled out for a whole host of reasons, whether it's training or they've got some other stuff to do, or like for example my union day, so Thursdays I'm profiled out because I'm doing stuff with the union basically. So I'm kind of still on the books, and it's still classed as like a working day, but I'm profiled out from work, so I'm not expected to do any work. I'm not expected to be hitting any figures or anything like that. I'm profiled out. Now obviously when my manager called me, they were basically saying, "Oh, well, has business planning been made aware that you're not in and on annual leave, and for how long?" And I was like, "Well, I think so." I mean, yeah, I hadn't communicated with them, probably because I basically never have my annual leave, never had to. But again, that's probably a case of evening shift operating quite differently to day shift. I'm still evening, but I'm being managed by people in the daytime. Things are kind of a lot more regimented, a lot more strict, and they're not as free-flowing as things are in the evening, as I've known about in terms of just general stuff. But this specifically, this is kind of what I'm learning. So basically what my manager wanted me to do, because basically they'd had me down as AWOL, essentially, which weren't the case. I'm off on annual leave. So my manager wanted me to basically go through and just see what I could find to verify that I am indeed supposed to be on annual leave. So I've had to go through this evening, and I mean, I've got the evidence that my annual leave was approved by my previous manager, because when you book it on the system, when your manager approves or declines it, you get an automated message emailed to you saying, "Oh, they've declined it," or "They've approved it." So that's not a problem. But I think my current manager wanted me to see if I could find anything to say, "Oh, well, you know, my old manager gave me the okay." I mean, yeah, I couldn't really find much, but I sent an email, obviously sent my new manager the dates that I'm due to be off for, which is I'm due to be back on the 2nd of March. So I'm off from now, well, from the 22nd, which was Thursday gone, back at work on the 2nd of March, which is Monday. Now, I know me and my old manager, we did actually converse about this, but I think it was like over the phone. So obviously all I could forward over to my new manager is literally just a screenshot of a phone call that we had. doesn't really help anything, but it's all I could do. And obviously, I detailed stuff in the email, but I did forward over like the thingy being approved. So that to me is kind of evidence enough. Like for a manager to approve it, they actually have to look through. And my previous manager is very thorough and very particular, or they were and still are very thorough and very particular. So for them to actually, they would have had to have seen the dates, how long, and then they literally have to click approve. It's not something you just do willy-nilly, you know? And it was multiple things, because when you put it through, it was literally, because it's so much time, it's like multiple approvals that they have to do. So it's approval for this block of dates, approval for this block of dates, approval for this block of dates. So they literally had to do it about 6 or 7 times. Because you can, if you're booking off multiple dates in a month, you should only really do it for the period of time that you're working, because I work Monday through to Friday and I don't work Saturday, Sunday. I can't just book off weeks in one go. I have to literally book Monday to Friday this week, then Monday to Friday for the following week, Monday to Friday for the following week, because I can't include Saturday, Sunday, because those aren't working days for me. See what I mean? It's way TMI, but just trying to get the point across. So, mouth dry, I'm yapping now. Need a drink. Breath smells as well. Anywho, need a drink. Yeah, man, I need to brush my teeth. That's what I need to do. Or tongue. Not good. I need a tongue scraper. That's what I need. What am I saying? So yeah, I gathered up as much as I could, and my manager, bless them, man, like they are in my corner. I think it's more so they're just kind of getting it from people above them. So like, oh, because they're probably panicking and be like, oh, well, like, why are they off for so long? Can we even afford or allow them to do that? I mean, but listen, they're not seeing me till the second. My annual leave balance, that's already been plundered. My annual leave has been taken. I have like 11 hours left. Obviously, when I come back, my annual leave will refresh. And also as well, because I was even thinking, because I was getting prepared to really have to fight my corner, you know? But I was even thinking about just logical stuff like, well, you are entitled annual leave. And if any nonsense were to happen, like they were to try and request me to come back in, like even just from a kind of health and safety standpoint, like that means I would have gone most of the year without taking any annual leave if you're going to drag me back in. Or, you know, if they were to say something like, oh, we're going to have to put you down as AWOL, so you're not going to get paid. And like, what? I was even trying to think forward. If I was put in that scenario, what's the next step? Like, well, if I'm not getting paid, then obviously I'm not, bearing in mind I come into work nearly every day. I'd have to be like, well, I can't come in because I wouldn't be able to afford to, because that costs. But I was just getting in my head, I was getting ready to have to really argue and make noise, which by the sounds of it now, I'm feeling a lot calmer. Like my cortisol levels have definitely dropped. But I sent the email to my manager. They're gonna obviously see everything tomorrow, and I've caused them a bit of headache, which I didn't want to do, and I feel quite bad for that, because again, they're someone who I know is definitely in my corner, and they're not looking to cause me any unnecessary stress. And I think they already know and understand the situation. But again, it's just their managers who I think are going to be pressuring them. But I might have to get them something when I come back, you know, a little treat or something, just as like an apology. But at least I know now, going forward, what kind of needs to be done, I think, particularly if I'm going to be off. And also, one thing I did make mention of is that I did do this exact same thing last year, in terms of I booked a big chunk of time. It was like about 5 or 6 weeks. I think it was about 6. And thing is, I was still working in the same departments and all of that jazz. There was nothing about business planning that was ever brought up. But again, I'm in a different place now, in the sense of, you know, I'm being managed by different managers, who work during different times of the day. Yeah, I'm in a slightly different outfit, shall we say. So obviously I guess things have to change, but we'll consider it a lesson learned. And I think that is what it will be, which I just, so long as no one tries to mess with my pay or tries to bring me back in, then we're all good. So we don't have to start going mad. Yeah, that was what was concerning me. That was had the anxiety creeping up, which is not a good feeling. And I hate to have stuff hanging over me. Even I was just anxious when I was gonna message them, which I probably shouldn't have been. But I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior, innit? So I'm a warrior, but I'm also a warrior, and I need to lean into that second one, the proper one, you know. But yeah, I'm a proper warrior, man. Anywho, look, listen, I've been 20 minutes rotted. It's a good thing I'm uploading this early, bro. Well, I say early, it's 18 minutes past 11. So early for me, anyways. Good thing I'm doing this now, because boy, I never would have made this if I had left it to the last minute. Like, 5 minutes left. Will it work? No, you're an idiot. Anywho, it's day 1487. I will catch you tomorrow for day 1488.